question 9 is short but sweet. Let's do 9a. Now we know g of x is the square root of x, and we know f of x is negative 5 take absolute value of x. So f of g of x is going to be negative 5 take the absolute value of root x. And that square root is always going to be positive anyway, so negative 5 take root x. The domain and range, the only thing we can't have is x has to be greater than or equal to 0 because we can't have negatives under a square root. The range, if x is always going to be greater than 0, then that square root of x right here, so yeah, x greater than or equal to 0, then root x is always going to be greater than or equal to 0. So negative 5 take root x is always going to be less than or equal to negative 5. It's always going to be below negative 5. So y less than or equal to negative 5. And if we sketch it, well, y x. Now, if I sketch the normal root x, if I now sketch negative root x, and then what we've actually got is negative 5 take root x, which means we've been moved down 5. So this one is actually the graph. It's that one. If we then go on to B, it says g of f of x is the empty function. So I'm going to see what g of f of x is and then explain what it means. So g of f of x, now g of x is the square root, and f of x is negative 5 take the absolute value of x. Now, because negative 5 take the absolute value of x is always less than 0, it's always negative. Doesn't matter what you chuck in for x, it's always going to come out as a negative because we're taking the absolute value. So the absolute value of negative 99 is positive 99, negative 5 take positive 99. Like it's always going to be negative. G of f of x doesn't exist. Can't square root a negative. So, well, I won't say it doesn't exist. I mean, we've written it down. It does exist, but like absolutely nothing will happen because we can't square root a negative. So it's the empty function staring into the void. L'appel de voix, the call of the void. That's it.